This is downtown Carson City, a few blocks away from the site of the first in the nation Democratic Presidential Forum. The parking situation is a little screwed up. About half a mile away from the community center, it's something called the Pony Express Pavilion. So we're actually not going to be in the auditorium where there will be various Democratic Party, labor leaders, dignitaries, community folks. There's also an overflow crowd for lesser dignitaries, shall we say, at the local newspaper, the Nevada Appeal. We'll be watching here in the press room. There's about, it's told there are about 100 people. As you can see, the press room is actually a basketball court. Since most people here in the press have never done anything in Nevada other than an occasional gambling expedition to Las Vegas, 400 miles to the south, the Secretary of State's office is passing out a book here called Political History of Nevada, 2006. But it looks like a lot of people haven't taken it. The national press here are used to Iowa and New Hampshire, and there's been some grumbling about having to come to Nevada, which they probably would not do were it not for the fact that all the candidates are here except for Barack Obama.
Every day for working families.
As you can see, there's tremendous excitement here in the press room as the candidates are about to be introduced. One of the California TV correspondents tried to adjust that monitor, which knocked it out entirely. As you can see, it's not actually snowing here in Nevada.
Excited about playing such a prominent role in selecting the next president
Here's the Speaker of the State Assembly.
And now,
Senator Joe Biden getting something to eat. Hello, Senator. How are you? Bill Bradley, good to see you again.
How you doing, man? Nice to see you, pal.
You all ready to go with this debate?
Ready to go.
Okay. Waiting for Hillary Clinton, who's not actually doing a press availability.
She's not going to do it?
But will pass by this door, we believe.
Waiting for Hillary.
Let's hear some more people waiting for her to pass through that door 50 feet away from now.
Yeah, sorry.
Governor Tom Vilsack of Iowa is speaking while we're standing here waiting to get a glimpse of Hillary Clinton. Putting things in perspective. Here's Governor Bill Richardson of New Mexico. What about David Geffen, Governor?
What about what?
What about David Geffen?
What about him?
We're waiting for Hillary. Well, there you're here, though.
You see Hillary? Did she leave?
Other way?
Oh,
She's still in the room.
What do you say?
we don't actually know anything.
I know, but I can't tell you.
Are you saying you were more honest and more decent than the other Democrats?
That's for voters to judge, not me.
Senator Edwards, why, on the issue of Iraq, there's all these competing proposals and plans. Wouldn't it be easier at this point to just talk about withdrawal? Why is there the use of the word redeployment instead of what seems logical, which is when you put the troops in and you want to take them out, you withdraw and not redeploy?
Because the world's a little more complicated than that, we have, as we move out of Iraq, it's going to be, I think it's critical actually for the President to do two things: to maintain some American presence in that region of the world in the event that the situation gets worse inside the borders of Iraq, which means we need some troops in Kuwait, we need a naval presence in the Persian Gulf, we probably need to redeploy some troops to Afghanistan, which is going in the wrong direction. But simultaneous with that, I think we need a plan, a strategy for containment in the event that the Civil War gets more severe and worse than it already is, and there's always, unfortunately, you've got to prepare for the worst. There's always the great danger of genocide.
Senator, what do you think of legalized prostitution in Nevada?
That's a good question to leave on.
I can't believe it.
Oh, I got a few more for you.
Thanks, Rick.
Oh, you Governor. What about David Geffen?
But Governor, when you talk about no negative ads. And why do you think Senator Obama should apologize for the comments of one of his supporters?
I do believe that if we're going to win, we've got to stay positive. And negative ads in the past have killed us. And it's critically important that we sign this pledge. Just through the primary, I am sure that it's probably not practical in a general election. I would save our fire for Republicans, but I believe if we continue this divisiveness on issues, on personal affronts, I do believe that Mr. Geffen should apologize, and I think Senator Obama, who is involved, should also say so. We shouldn't be afraid of apologizing when something goes wrong over that.
Governor, you've worked a lot with Arnold Schwarzenegger with the Western Governors Association. Are you going to promote a bipartisan mode of governance running in partisan primaries?
Well, I have worked with Governor Schwarzenegger on a number of issues, on making the West more renewable technology friendly. We offered a resolution 4 years ago mandating more energy efficiency and getting close to 20% in renewable energy. We're working together on global climate change. We may have something to announce at the National Governors. I believe that it's important that Democrats and Republicans work together. And this is the difference. Governors get things done because we have to be bipartisan. Governors are able to work with other states, and we have to work with Republican legislatures to get things done. What this country needs is somebody that can bring the country together, that can get results, that is not divided as Republican or Democrat, but that does things for the American people. And the most innovative policies in this country are happening at the state level. They're not happening in Congress. They're not happening in the Bush administration.
And look, if Afghanistan falls, it's on the border of an unstable state that is radicalized and has nuclear weapons deployed. And so my concern is that this absolute counterproductive policy of the President of the United States, escalating the war in Iraq, has precipitated the British concluding that they're going to get out. And I pray, God, it doesn't affect the prospects of us being able to succeed in Afghanistan, because the dots are connected.
Now, Senator, the Brits are putting more troops into Afghanistan. Which of the other NATO allies do you feel should step up?
Every NATO ally should step up, number one. Number two, there's not sufficient force, and you have to change the rules of engagement. I've met with Jim Jones, our Supreme Allied Commander, who's probably the most competent, I think, the most competent military commander we have in the United States military. And we're having trouble getting helicopters deployed. We're having trouble having the necessary equipment sent there. And so this should be the right square and center on the front of the President's diplomatic effort. And it's only going to follow with the demonstration of additional U.S. commitment.
Any other questions?
Congressman, do you think Senator Clinton should apologize for voting for the war?
You know, it's not a question of whether one apologizes or not. It's a question of whether they were right or wrong. This goes way beyond that. Not only here today am I the only one who actually challenged the war and organized all the Democrats in the House against it, but I've consistently voted against funding the war. Now think about this. Just people behind the camera, just think about this for a second. Is it credible for anyone to say that they oppose the war yet continue to give it money? We're seeing that with these candidates. So this is a chance for someone to really challenge everything that's being said here. That's why my being in this race changes the race. And there's a long time between now and those first caucuses and primaries. And let me tell you, I'm in a perfect position, because you can keep those expectations as low as you want, but once those votes start coming in those early caucuses and primaries, and people see my campaign start moving up, look out. This will be like Seabiscuit all over again. So thank you very much. Nice seeing you.
One thing that proved unnecessary, the emergency medical care for a stricken presidential candidate. There was no such occurrence, fortunately. Of course, it's not that negative a campaign yet.